All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, whom the land is true from. Peace and salutations to those elect. Shalom. And I just wanted to, touch on this video. And it's put up by the channel Evans KE. And he's showing, okay, our woman, okay, the beginning with the Southern Kingdom, woman, okay, but this goes down all the way to the Latino and Native American woman. All right, but we focusing on on the end of how she truly feels about the Israelite man beginning with the Judite man. And there's a lot of videos, being put up on YouTube and various different, platforms of so-called, black women, expressing how she truly feels about the men of her nation. And, it can, what's the word I'm looking for? It can piss you off, so to speak. All right, because you ask yourself, how could our women, side with Esau, Edom, okay, which is the so-called white man. They go back to the Edomites. All right, after all the wickedness and all the things he's done to our people. But you gotta understand that in reality, it's the curses, man. All right, this proves without a shadow of a doubt, that we are the Israelites, that we are the people of Yahweh Shai, okay, because the Lord, put curses upon us for our disobedience. And one of those curses would be that our women would be against us, okay, because just like, the men, okay, beginning with the men of the nation, we were disobedient and against Yahweh Shai, and in the nation of Israel, all right, is likened unto a woman. All right, the Lord, he to get back at us, the men, he had our women be against us. All right, to see how it feels. So let's go ahead and play this video, and then we'll grab some scripts, and then that'll be it.
Black men, they're bad. They cheat. They don't care. I'm with the white boys.
Sorry, everything about white men.
Nothing.
Okay, just hey, you see how Eve really feels. Okay, what do you like about the so-called black man? Nothing. They lie, they cheat, they steal. Okay, basically, Eve has taken on the spirit of Esau Edom. All right, now Esau Edom looks at us. This is how Eve looks at us as well, man. Because all the men of the other nations, so-called, do these things. All right, so-called cheat, so-called lie, so-called steal. All the men of the other nations do the same thing, man. All right, but why is it the focus on them? Why is it that the so-called black man, he's the one. He's nothing. He sucks. He gotta go. He gotta be put in the coffin. All right, it's because it's due to the curses.
I don't like black men. Not very many meet my standards.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Nothing. They just terrible.
Even when you just said that, because I'm thinking about the guest that we just had, she admitted that, her father wasn't a productive father, which I guess justify why she is allowed to say negative things about black men. It's okay for black women to say stuff like that. Like, they will critique a lot of black men sometimes with, oh, you must hate your mother. Like, we get that a lot. You must hate your mother.
But they say that to me. I must hate my mom.
Yeah, like,
black women accountable.
When black women have these negative thoughts about black men, nobody says you must hate your father. And it's clearly true.
Yeah.
That one experience can cause you to have a whole hatred towards men. And for some reason, that's valid. But when a black man is not allowed to have that same experience.
This is something that I've noticed about black women. Not all, of course, because I'm a black woman and I don't think like that. But I kind of find it very disgusting or weird is that we tend to, as black women, overly punish black men for what we deem as disrespectful or weird towards a black woman. But if a white guy does the exact same thing, if not worse, but he dresses it up a little bit better, kind of has like a player tone to it, and he panders by saying sweet words to her, then it's looked at as okay because.
Okay. So, what this Eve is saying is on point, because that's what the serpent, okay, which back then, all right, was the serpent in the garden. That's what he did to Eve. Okay. Esau is the wicked man. All right, there ain't nothing righteous about Esau, the so-called white man, but because he's so-called white, he can get away with it, so to speak. Okay, but ultimately, like I said, it goes back to the curses. And let's go ahead and grab that really quick. Deuteronomy 45, Slakia. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee. Okay, curses aren't good. All right, and shall pursue thee. So these curses pursue thee, no matter what city we go to, no matter what country we go to. All right, these curses are going to be upon the Israelites. Okay, this is why it don't matter where the Israelite woman is. She's gonna hate the men of her nation, because it's due to the curses, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Okay, we are destroyed as a people. All right, that is a curse, that to have the women of your nation want you to be eradicated, all right, or unalived, or put in coffins, things of that nature. That is a curse, man. Okay, the women of your nation are supposed to be in league with you. The women of your nation are supposed to want to see you thrive so that your nation can thrive. All right? That is a curse, to have your woman want you to be put to death, man. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which I commanded thee. All right, so because, the men, beginning with the men, we went off from the Lord. Ultimately, so the Lord put the curses, as a nation, okay, we went off. So the Lord put the curses upon us, man. And one of those curses was that our women would feel this way. They will be against us. They would want to see us, fail, so to speak.
Then it's looked at as okay because, for one, he's white. You're projecting your own interracial fantasies onto this guy or interracial couple. Prime example, Love Island, right? And I've spoken on this show before, where Taylor, a black guy, hasn't really been honest with Alandria about how he truly feels since day one. But my thing is, what has Taylor done that Nick hasn't done, or Pepe, or any other guy has done on the show, in exchange for their own beneficial gain, which is, for this particular show, the 100K prize that is split between the two couples. So because Taylor has been shown saying that he doesn't find Alandria attractive, he doesn't pretty much want to show too much effort. In the real world, that would make sense for Taylor to be condemned. But on a damn TV show where we're trying to win some money, technically, is he wrong? Yes, he could have been honest, but it's a TV show. Why would I tell her that I'm not attracted to her when I don't have any other options? I'm going to link up with somebody that's compatible to me on TV so we can both benefit from it. Yes, is he not being honest, but it's not like she's also not, a part of the prize money as well. But because people are projecting their own issues that they've had in real life with black men, to hell with Taylor, and let's, build this whole fantasy of Nick and Alandria that's clearly not genuine. I'm not saying that Nick doesn't find Alandria beautiful or funny or whatever, but again, if he was so into Sierra, who is a non-black woman, why didn't he not leave with Sierra? Why? Because he still wants the money. And then on the flip side, I don't like when we overuse the term phrase, we don't protect black women, but when black women was tearing down another black woman who is Clark, again, projecting your own inner hatred by saying that she was making faces and stuff like that. In real life, you do have women that don't like other black women when they feel like they are being overlooked by the man that they want and the guy doesn't want them.
For years, running has been my way of finding peace, strength, and most importantly, myself. I found
by the man that they want and the guy doesn't want them. So this TV show has really shown me how people view dating in general.
Umar Johnson, Professor or Dr. Umar Johnson said that the greatest form of loyalty a black person can give to the society is from marrying from their own, right? These are the words of Umar Johnson. He believes that there should be marriage between blacks and blacks, and he does not believe in outside marriages, and there's a good reason to it. I recently made a video where we discussed about black people preferring black women more than white women, right? And sometimes black women feel that when a black man is poor is when they'll follow up with them. And once the black man gets some cash, they leave them and go for the white woman. That is something that has been there, right? So today I want us to have a conversation on what
formative years because I worked in barbershops. At one point, I was the only girl working in a barbershop. I really got to understand and learn, and I'm also curious and inquisitive about the nature and the mind of men. Because I actually like men. Not just romantically love men, but I actually like men. And just like we talk about how some men don't like women, some women don't like men. And I'm trying to figure out, I literally don't know any men who don't take care of their children. And I know a plethora of men. I don't know any that don't take care of their children. And she was like, taking care of your kids is not just paying child support. Just because you have a poor situation with maybe your children's father, or maybe, I don't know, you've heard a couple of baby mama, baby daddy stories, does not equate to all black men or even most black men not taking care of their kids. In fact, research shows us that more black men are involved today than ever in their children's lives. Let's start.
All right, so and that's fact. All right, but Eve would never mention that. Okay, a so-called black man is the most involved in their children's life. Okay, Esau ain't involved in their children's lives like that, man. That's all a facade. That's all that's all TV, man. It's all for show. You see Esau, propped up as the family guy. He's the father of the year and all that nonsense, man. Nah, man. Esau's the true deadbeat father, man. Okay, but let's get back to the scriptures, all right? And see, grab one of those curses, Deuteronomy 28:56. The tender and delicate woman among you, okay, our women, if you can believe it, all right. At one point in time, the so-called black woman was tender and delicate, okay, among you, which would not adventure to set her soul of her foot upon the ground. For her delicateness and tenderness, her mind, shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Okay, this is why Eve treats her husband and her children the way that she does, because it is a curse. All right, that is a curse for a woman to basically sell out her nation. This is what Eve has done. She sold out her nation for so-called liberty underneath the serpent, underneath Esau Edom. All right, that is a curse. All right, let's go ahead and grab really quick. In the blue letter, we'll grab Slovakia. Okay, we'll grab this word. We'll grab shall be evil. Okay.
Strong's H7489. Ra'ah.
All right. And evil, hurt, wickedly, afflict, break. Okay, these are the hey man, the scriptures are your pot, man. The scriptures are beautiful because they're so accurate, man. All right, Yahweh Shema Shai, he don't miss. Okay, and this is what Eve. This is the spirit that Eve comes in. She wants to break you. She wants to hurt you. Okay, ill, harm. All right. Hey, you got Eve online talking about they want to put they want the so-called white man to put the black man in coffins. Okay, hey man, you simp ass niggas, man. You Jakes who out there who and that Queen of Heaven spirit, you getting ready to find out, man. Eve want to fuck your ass up. Eve wants to do you harm. Eve wants to hurt you. She wants you to be hurt. All right. So let's see. Let's go back to the video. We'll get a little bit more, and then we'll get one last scripture and
in their children's lives. Let's start there. Okay, you say they're not reliable and they're not supportive.
Guys, this is how our new funk set three-dimensional Cuban
lives. Let's start there. Okay, you say they're not reliable and they're not supportive. I can call at least 10 to 20 men right now and say I need whatever, and I am not romantically involved with these men. And I could call them right now and say I'm in an emergency or I need da-da-da-da-da-da, and they will be Johnny or Jamarcus on the spot. She said that...
Man, that don't mean nothing. You nothing but simps. Okay, that's the problem with you ninjas, man. You a bunch of weak ass simps, man.
They want us to pay half the bills, cook, clean, take care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you need to be an adult. Like, you're grown. You created certain bills, or you should have created certain bills by now just by being an adult. So, yes, if you are in a partnership with someone, you should expect to contribute something. And vagina doesn't count. If you actually sit down and have real conversations with men, and you sit down and have real conversations with women, you really see just how overlooked men can be. You really see how unseen they are in certain situations. And I take this seriously, one, because again, I like men, but two, I am a mother to a boy. And I'll be damned if one of these women or one of these little girls out here thinks that my son is just supposed to be their utility. No, and I'm teaching him at a very early age. He has worth and he has value. He is also to respect women. He is also to...
All right, that's enough of that, man. You yapping. But you get the point. All right. The Israelite woman, she ain't for you, Jakes, man. All right, she ain't for you, man. She wants to forward the agenda of the serpent. She wants to forward the seed of the serpent. Okay, because that's what you women, you Israelite women, when you lay down with a true biblical Edomite, Okay, you bring forth another Edomite. It don't matter what he look like. He can be Hershey dark chocolate, but if his father is a true Edomite, he's an Edomite, man. All right. So we'll enter off here. Micah 7-10. Then she that is my enemy. All right. You gotta really look at the end of. You gotta look at the end of as your enemy, because that's what the scriptures say. All right, the so-called black woman she ain't your friend, bro. Okay, she ain't your friend, man. She ain't your buddy. She ain't your pal. She ain't your none of that, man. All right, she is your enemy on the side. Okay, and she's showing you. All right, this is why the social, the YouTube and the internet, it's beautiful, in its own way, because it exposes, the true feelings of the so-called black woman. Shall see it, and shame shall cover her. All right, and a lot of you, you end-ups, you getting ready to get put to shame, man. Okay, because when the Lord raises up His elect men, you gonna be, them miles gonna drop. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. All right. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? This is how these women feel. Okay? This is how they feel, man. Yeah, even in this truth. Okay, for you Akim, man. You calling on Yahweh Shemon Shai, you doing your best to serve the Lord, you teaching, you preaching, okay, doing what you gotta do. Your woman don't respect that, man. Okay, I'm living proof of that. Your woman, she can give two craps about that, man. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, he's still in power. He's still in rulership. That's all she sees. My eyes shall behold her. Okay, we getting ready to see. A lot of end-ups get jacked up out here, man. We already seeing it, but it's getting ready to turn up. Now shall she be trodden down. Okay, the Lord getting ready to smash you nigga woman, man. Okay, just keep it frank. All right. Trodden down as the mire of the streets. Mire goes back to dung, shit. Okay, the Lord's getting ready to trample you women. All right, because you in the wrong spirit. You against your man. You against the men of your nation. You want them to be put down. All right, but the Lord's getting ready to put you hoes down, man. Okay, but with that, we'll end the lesson. Lord willing, edifying. Till next time, shalom.